What's up, guys? How to Yugi here. Today we discuss real life Yu-Gi-Oh players, the ones that play with cards, versus Master Duel, the people that play on the app. So, I just recently went to a local local Yu-Gi-Oh event, I guess, and the people there told me they hated Master Duels. Every single one of them. There was a unanimous "we hate Master Duels" thing, right? And I thought to myself, I was like, why? Why do they hate Master Duels so much? But then they started talking about their cards and their decks, and that's when I knew what this was all about. So let's look at something real quick, right? Let's look at my screen capture and let's do this. Let's look at some prices, guys, because prices I think are what it is. So a really popular card that was used was Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer, right? And this card is $109.99 on Amazon. I don't know if you can get it cheaper. I don't know if that's like the market value, but that's expensive. And if you're going to get 3 copies of that guy, you're spending over $300, right? Now, Master Duel doesn't have this card, so maybe we'll look that on the side, right? But a card that Master Duels does have is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Look at that. 34.41, 38.88, 34.90, 36.99, right? So you're looking at this and you're like, well, in Master Duels, I can play this. I can play these 3 of these guys for free. But in real life, I got to put down at least $120 to even play this card. And when you don't have access to the cards, and only a few people have access to the cards, that's when there is a divide, right? Because I came in and I don't have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I don't have it. Keeping it real. What I do have is Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. I have 3 copies of this guy. But how much did this guy cost? $1.49. So 3 copies is going to be what, $5? But the problem is that it's, whether you want to admit it or not, the money cards are better than the non-money cards. Max C, look at this, $25 for this version. What about this English version? How much is this? Is there an option to buy? Let's see where the option to buy is. But you see what I'm saying? And then, you know, something else that people forget is that Master Duels lets you play any cards you want. You don't need to you don't even buy the boosters. All you gotta do is go to create. You gotta go to your little thing. Ultra rares. Okay. And look at this. You can get whatever ultra, and let's say it's something you don't own. Well, maybe I want to make a Kikamero, and I need this Rook Lord. Well, I don't know how much it costs in real life, but all I need is 30 ultra rares. I already have 10. Well, why don't I just dismantle 2, get 30, and get the card I always wanted? And it's any card. Look at this. Strong, weak, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The options are here. See, look at that. Even this guy. And they just don't have this option in real life. You don't have this option in real life. You can't go out and you can't use any deck. And I think it's kind of demoralizing when someone that hasn't really played the game isn't with the culture. Maybe he's an outsider, looks different, acts different. Maybe they do the dynamic duels where they're like, I summon Blue Eyes in attack mode, But yeah, no, it's a divide, and I think it is the money thing because I'm never gonna spend $1,000 on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone that's like normal, uh, and by normal I mean not really like all about the card game. I guess they more about other things. But you know what I mean? They're never going to buy the $1,000 cards, so they're never going to be using those decks in real life. So in real life, they're going to use some crappy deck. They're going to get destroyed, and then the community is going to get to make fun of them or label them and say, "Ha ha ha! There's a newbie. They're not like us. Look at us with our cool shiny cards." And then they can keep this facade that they're cooler than that person because you're never going to be cooler than someone unless that other person is trying it. As in, like, well, I'm cooler than you right now, but if I try to do the thing that you're doing and you're better than me, ooh, suddenly you're cooler than me. So then it discourages people to not play the game because who wants to go to a card shop, right? Spend $30 on cards because that's reasonable, but you just buy enough to get in, and you go and you lose and you get destroyed, and then you get mocked, and then you get ignored, right? After that experience, who wants to go back? Who wants to play this game, right? But that's where Master Duels comes in, right? So Master Duels, Master Duels doesn't care. Master Duels lets anyone play. And the thing about it is, they give you stuff to do to get better. As in, like, here's some solos. Do the solos. Look at this. Look at all these things they give. Obviously, I completed it all, but you know what I mean? They teach you how to play. And once you play, there's only, you go to a duel and you fight enough people, you'll know what decks there are, and you'll start to understand, okay, this is what I got to do, right? Very inviting, very friendly. Everyone's on the same playing field. No elitism. You can play with your friends. Look at that. You can play with your friends. It's nice. There's a gift box, But you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. As at the end of the day, I feel like there is a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh that is like shut off because those people want to keep it that way. That's fun. It's fun to go to an event and get to brag about how you got all the rare cards and to brag about how you topped. You're, 78 out of 1,000? And you're like, I made 78, so I'm awesome. You didn't win, but you got 78, so you're better than some other people. You get to feel good about yourself. You get to brag, and you get to show off your cards. It's a whole social event for you. It's all about you, darling, Nobody else. But that's the thing, and I feel like that's why Master Duels is better. Because Master Duels is not going to it's not going to make anyone better than anyone else. Yes, you got beat. You got destroyed. But guess what? Now you know what your opponent's using, and you're going to use their deck against them and with people in the meta. And you know what's going to happen after that? You're going to discover, maybe this deck isn't that great. Maybe this other deck is great. And maybe you might dismantle these cards and create a new deck, right? So it encourages deck building. And then you're starting to put two and two together. Like, wait a minute. This does this, but that does that. But that counters this. Oh my God, but this is used most. Wow. And then suddenly everyone is starting to play either decks they like or decks in the meta that they feel like is better. But then it forces change because, well, if everyone found out the answer to this deck that's really popular, well then now the next deck that's going to be popular is the answer to that deck, and so on and so forth. And in a never-ending deck building scheme, until the next set of cards come out, and then it changes the whole game. But I feel like that's how it should be. It should be like that. It should be people. It should just be people playing the game. Play the game, have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, don't. But again, who am I? Who am I to say anything? This is just my opinion. I'm not. I'm not like, I don't know, the greatest player in the world, but I do notice some things. At the end of the day, if you want to spend your money and then have those moments where you're better than other people, that's great. But that's really not why I play. So I get a different enjoyment. Um, I'm not all about the bragging. I could care less what the cards are. To me, they're just pieces of paper. The fun is the actual duel itself, and the interactions you can have with a person. I do think though that Master Duels, if you're gonna play it, the most fun combination is to do it with a person and then do like a video, because then you can see their reactions, you can hear their voice, you can really feel their pain when they take damage. But yeah, no, it's just something I wanted to put out there, and my thoughts and opinions about the thing, because I feel like nobody knows why Yu-Gi-Oh's toxic and why it's so hard to get into and new players so hard to join. I think I figured it out. So yeah.